we finish the session. But today, I will tell you, today is making money on Mondays. How do we do it? Well, it doesn't start on Monday, folks. It starts last week, and then it goes into Monday. Now, past performance is not indicative of future results. In my opinion, market's in a bull market. This morning it's pausing, but the NASDAQ showing some strength. And the big leaders in the NASDAQ, that's your Palantir, your NVIDIA, AMD, Apple even made the cut. Tesla's good. The big leaders in the NASDAQ are showing some strength. And I think they should bode well for the week after we get through CPI and PPI this week, my opinion, of course. Now, here's what everybody needs to know. I'm going to watch the market all day. Jonathan's going to watch the market all day. Chuck's going to watch the market all day. And what we're going to do, we're going to find the 5 best tickers for the week. You know, we started last night with our 10. Now we break it down to 5 at the end of the day. And we do that through our weekly trade letter that comes out after 4 o'clock. And if you're not a member, we got a price of $9.99 for a year access. Get signed up if you're not a member of that. Is there anybody not a member of this? I just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention. Today's Monday. You got to pay attention to what's happening. If you're not a member, the $9.99 get you there. Tell me if you're not a member and you're about to join where I can recognize you. But again, this is a great, what I call executive summary of how to make money this week. It comes out after 4 o'clock. All the things that will make your pocketbook grow are in this newsletter. Okay. All right. So let's, I think that puts it out there. Let's talk about upcoming in-person classes. September 22nd and 23rd, August is over. We had a great class last week in futures. September 22nd and 23rd is our next one. Get signed up, get there. There's, you know, I like it. I like about 5 to 7 people. 8's the max we can take. Got a great facility to have it in, and people love it when they actually take the time to come down and be part of it. It really goes from the top down with futures. If I see ways to make money, I'll share them with you. Okay. That's the rest of the year. You got October 6th and 7th, 13th, 14th, and then December 8th and 9th. Okay. Thanks, Don, for saying that about the weekly newsletter. I appreciate you feel that way. Train and trade. We're doing this Monday and Friday in the month of August. Again, the numbers are growing, and I'm sure you're sharing it with people. Hey, why go over here? Your time's very valuable. Why go over here when you can come here and get the true skinny on how to make money on Mondays? Here it is, Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday. Got Chuck here to help me, and we call it Making Money on Mondays is our topic today. Well, how do we do that? Well, there's a setup that we do. And Making Money on Mondays is short-term focused on what happened during the overnight and early morning hours to set up the day. In fact, E-mini was quite overnight, trading in a narrow 20-point range. Not unusual at these heights to do that. A lot of the material came out on the Wall Street machine, talking about the market was overdone, it was going down, all that stuff was coming out. Same thing they've been saying ever since April, so nothing's changed there. But every now and then you pick up a good idea or two, and I did this morning. And if you attend 1 o'clock, I've been interested in this area for a long time, and this morning I finally found a stock that I can invest in, feel pretty confident about in my IRA, and we'll talk about that at 1 o'clock. Now, the current price to the high low of Monday, okay? We go to the 25 tickers that we have, and we refer to stocks to follow the process. And we click here and look, okay? And what I'm looking for, which ones are at the top of the range, okay? And Jonathan, you need to update things, or what do you need to do?
Yeah, I can give it a quick update real quick.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
And what I've done here is I've taken the stocks. I've given you the month open, the week open, and today's high and low so far. I gave you the current price. And over here to the right, if it's above the midpoint from today, it says true. If it's below the midpoint, or if it's below the midpoint, it says false. So we're basically searching for stocks that are above their midpoint. The one for the day, the stocks that say true are above their midpoint. The stocks that say false are not above their midpoint.
Yeah, and how are you going to know if it's above the midpoint? You got to know what the midpoint is. And if you look at E-mini this morning, it's not. It's a little weak. The SPY is a little weak. E-mini SPY. But if you look at the NASDAQ, it is above the midpoint, and you'll see some of the stocks are really doing, quite remarkable this morning. If you just look up there and say hello, Palantir 185, and AMD and Apple and all these NASDAQ stocks have bids today. Anyway, I think that's pretty cool. So you look there, and AMD's above, NVIDIA's above, Oracle's above. These are stocks I would consider for this week. Microsoft is above. Tesla's above. Really concerned about Berkshire. It looked like they've lost the luster. I'm probably going to get out of Berkshire if it doesn't recover. I would say after this week, I'm probably going to get out of Berkshire and put that money in a more active stock to make some money. I've been in it for about 3 years. That's what I'm thinking right now. Okay. Palantir, that's a hot doggy. Did y'all hear me talk about PLTW, about buying it? PLTW, the income stock, up 22% last week. It went down this morning, corrected, and I think it's a buy. PLTW. RTX, defense related, LMT, defense related. Hood is there. Then you come on down, you pick up Coinbase is coming back. Fred, you'll be happy to see that. Look at that, 335. XSRP. Dave looks good. Uber looks good. McDonald's looks good. What's Disney? Let me look at Disney. Disney's not today. Circle's having the day, and CoreWeave is good. They look like they're coming back in favor. Those two, we'll look at those. They'll jumpstart your heart if you get in those. Roblex, Reddit. What's Reddit doing? Correcting today? I went fast. No, it's good. Reddit's good. And then you come on down, you got LFGY got out of it, and now it's trying to say, Tommy boy, come back, calling my name. Not quite there yet. Probably at 38 or higher, I'd get back in it. LFGY. Coinbase, I'm out of it. COIW, I'll wait a little bit on that one. Boy, the big play was, look at this one, small price stock, Ethereum, YETH. We hit it last week on an option play. And then we also got it in income. Amazon, income, a little bit behind 8 ball. NVIDIA good, YieldMag good, Q Daily good, and Tesla's good. That's how they stand today. And now what you'll do, you'll take the ones that are above their midpoint, and you'll look as the day progresses and see if they're at the top of their range and going higher over last week, for example. Let's say, let me give you an example. Let's say a stock went to 101 high last week. You get to this afternoon after Genesis, and and it's trading at 102, 103 at the high end of its daily range, that stock's setting up to go higher this week. Does everybody understand what I just said? That is how you read the tape on these stocks to put you ahead of the curve. Everybody pick up what I just said. That's very important. First, we look at it above the midpoint, gets us looking at it. After Genesis, you start getting positive there. And if it's higher than last week 5-day high, you got something to do. And we think that that's important, okay? We think that's real important. All right, there's the 5 tickers. That's what we're looking at. What's next on the agenda, Jonathan? Making Money on Mondays is the title today. Economic events, you got CPI on Tuesday and Thursday. I want to see I want to get a CPI pivot and a PPI pivot and compare the two. Does everybody understand what I say when I want to get a CPI pivot and a PPI pivot? What I'm doing is about 1 minute prior than the news announcement, I'm writing down where the S&P is, okay? I got Chuck to help me do that, but that's what I'm looking for, to write down 1 minute prior to those big news announcements what the pivot is, okay? I got China tariff deal, and I guess the rumor is they're going to extend it. I guess if they wasn't extended, the market would be down on that news. So it looks to me like they're going to extend it. Rate cut from the Fed. Will it be a quarter point or will it be a half? What do you think? You tell me what you think. I got 1/2 one. I tell you what, if bonds take out, write this down. You don't have to think about it. If the long bond takes out 116.04, you're getting a half. 116.04. Now, reminder, all trades we do in here are tracked through our now, what I would say, T-Buzz Talk and Trade. This is where I post information and trade. This morning, I gave you 5 stocks to look at. We'll go through those. Jonathan, let's go look at my Magic 5 today, and let's go look at some live charts on those Magic 5 I gave today. This is something I do every morning. Okay, I gave NVDW. I said buy it above 52.11. NVDW. That's for people. Yes, up 50 cents. Does that make you money to get something like that early in the morning? Huh? Give me some feedback if you read this and profited from it. NVDW. Yep. Jennifer says she got that one. All right, let's look at PLTW. I put in there, buy it above PLTW. I said, buy it above 57.11, I think, right? Yeah. Another 50. That's $100 right there on 100 shares. You like what you're hearing? How about the TQQ? I came out this morning and said if it goes above 92.55 for the TQQ, then you ought to buy it and you make some money. Guess where it is right now? It's 92.56. It's in play. That's 3 stocks. Hey, here's one that would have paid for about 4 or 5 months. I told you if MU goes above 120.55, you ought to buy it. It's at 123.80. Anybody take that one? Folks, I'm handing money to you. I'm giving it to you. All you got to do is read the 5 every morning. Let's see what the last one was. Last stock I gave. $575.55. That's the NASDAQ. Jonathan, let me know if it gets by there. I'm going to do a trade for talk and trade and for train and trade for that one. Okay, the QQQ. Pretty cool stuff, huh? How about that? So when I say, let's make money on money, you see how I'm doing it? Give me a yes if everybody understands how powerful my talk and trade is. I'd say most people in this business, if they could do that, that's all they do every week. That's enough to draw the mass crowds in. I give it to you every morning. Pretty cool. Now, I gave a pivot number today of 64.25. The pivot number I gave today, we haven't got above it to stay above it, but we will if this keeps up. It's basically saying this is where maybe this afternoon on a Monday, you'll start seeing some buying step in, 64.25. What else did I say? Oh, I gave stock movers. There's something I do from telling you everything else. That announcement about NVIDIA and AMD, the stocks went up, so that's no big deal. Okay. All this is there for you to take advantage of. Okay. You take advantage of. Here's one I put. Bitcoin's headed higher. It went over $4,000 today. Let me see. Right now it's at 3,500. It's breathing a little bit. Notice I said oil's moving lower. That sets up futures first tonight. We're going to do that oil trade I've been talking about. I've been talking about this trade. I said it had to get below 65. It's set up now. I'm going to do an oil trade tonight that people are going to say, man, I'm glad I learned futures from you. I'm glad I learned to educate myself with futures. So oil tonight at 7. That was last Friday on the TQQ. How about that one? We wear out that TQQ, don't we? Scholarship hour before the cash market opens or even opens. I put it out there. You saw what I did today. That's probably pretty typical that people get that information and are able to act on it. There's my reference bar. Chuck puts in there. Chuck, tell him why you put this in there and you do it this way. Tell them what they're looking at.
Well, the main thing is we want to track how the market's developing through time. So, like you'll notice when we're looking at the reference bar here, you're not just looking at one, you're looking at two, right? So you got the RB2 European markets and RB3 the US markets, and we're going to compare and contrast. So I know that the high of RB3 was higher than the high of RB2, but I also know that the low of RB3 was lower than the low of RB2. So, but with the compare and contrast, I can see that instead of a market that has direction, we have a market that's looking for a simple expansion of the range. And you go back and look at where the S&P is right now at 64.14. Tried to go a little bit lower, couldn't make anything happen. Tried to go a little bit higher, couldn't make anything happen. Well, when you get RB3 telling you you're looking at simple expansion instead of direction, then it makes sense where the market is. So we can read that in, and you can go through all these other markets and see if they're doing the same thing. What's the outlier? Is there any market that is giving you both a higher high and a higher low, like NVIDIA? So we get to see that. The market tells us that information, and comparing and contrasting reference bars.
Hey, to interrupt, we post this in there for you to be able to compare. Look at the NASDAQ, the QQQ. The QQQ, okay, hit 575.37. Everybody see that high? Okay, look where it was at 5 o'clock. It's progressing higher. It's trending higher. Most people don't pick this up. We pick up the subtleties of where it's moving. That's why I'm going to do a QQQ trade if it goes above 575.55. Okay? Does everybody see how to use what we just showed you? It's in there, right in T-Buzz Talk and Trade. Absolutely. Chuck, keep going. You're doing great.
Right. So you mentioned earlier this morning the way that NVIDIA and AMD were reacting, and that's kind of, I think, the first thing that I pick up on when I'm looking at that contrast. And just to be clear, I don't always see it as I'm typing in the numbers. So I love the fact that Jonathan's putting these side by side. So yeah, we looked at NVIDIA. Now we're looking at AMD. Jonathan's circling these numbers for us, and you can just see that expansion go down the list. Does Apple look the same? Apple's got the higher high, but they also have the higher low. Tesla, higher high and higher low. So Tesla, AMD, Nvidia, if you're looking for what's the individual stock that I want to be in, given the way this market is performing, this will give you kind of a list. And if there's a stock that you like to trade that's not on this list, go ahead and write those numbers out for yourself so that you can compare and contrast. It's all about compare and contrast. We're seeing the development of the market over time, and that's the big thing. So what do we see? Well, it seems pretty clear. I've got a few stocks in here that are trying to show us their strength, but the overall market is saying, yeah, I'm not sure yet. So we're waiting for that development. The strength is being shown to us. We want to see if the rest of the market follows.
Yeah, this is great the way he did this. This is good. It really makes it understandable about time and travel. And back when you fly, it's called dead reckoning. The dead reckoning is QQQ NASDAQ strong. Just got to go a little bit more to push me from looking to taking a piece of. Okay? That's great. Daily rundown, go back, or was that before? Yeah. This is something that Chuck puts out around 8. If you're wondering about news, you're wondering about major events, you're wondering about what's hot and what's not, he summarizes everything in here for you. So it's a quick read. And on the right-hand side, you've got resistance and support numbers for the E-mini, which will help you decide when to, get off the diving board into the pool. Does everybody like what they're seeing here in T-Buzz Talking Trade? I'm just asking. You see how this is laid out for you? Yeah, I do too. I love it too. Took us a while to get all this stuff and everybody coordinated. I got Jonathan. We got 3 people in here all the time keeping us informed. Okay, and it's just pretty awesome stuff. Okay, pretty awesome stuff, as David just said. Pretty good stuff there. Got the rundown. It's in Jimmy. It's in my T-Buzz Talking Trade.
And just a quick comment, Tom. This week a little bit different from the past 2. Remember, 2 weeks ago we had big economic news with big earnings. Last week, hardly any economic news. It was a big earnings week. This week we got 7 stocks out of the S&P 500. Just 7 that are reporting earnings. This is all about the CPI and PPI this week.
See, that's a point that goes over most people's head. He's basically saying they're going to really watch CPI and PPI. Okay, that's great, Chuck. All right, this Jonathan, explain what they're looking at right here.
Yeah, just like it says here that, when it's time to trade, we have a unique template that's very easy to read. Looks like this. This is the trade from last week on Uber. We give you the date. We give you the ticker. Give you the strategy, expiration, actual option details, tell you where to get in. And we'll post another one when we have a target as well. So it's all very, very easy to read on this template right here. People seem to love it. It happens all inside Telegram. So if you have Telegram already, you can get signed up right away. And
once they sign up, they go in there and have access to everything that we showed and plus other stuff, right?
That's right. And then you get the shares trade in the morning from TQQ. And you get long calls, long puts, You get debit option spreads, credit option spreads, basically whatever Tom wants to trade and whenever he wants to trade.
Now, let me ask you a question, John. You're not up at 5 in the morning, are you?
No, not me. About 7
But
a.m.
I am, and because I've got T-Buzz Talk and Trade, I don't have to wait for Jonathan to get out of bed. I'm up there getting my day planned and doing all that. That's the advantage. No logistical holdups to get information to you. That's what I love. David says our Uber trade made is up 25% right now. Okay. I trade long calls, long puts, debit option spreads, credit option spreads. I also trade stock in here. Okay. Anything that I can get an advantage on. Y'all remember that when I bought BitTo at 18 and I said it's going to 22? That's an example. On a Friday night after the close, everybody going home, I posted it in there. A lot of people bought BitTo at 18 and got out at 22. I'm watching the market. I'm very interested in the pre-market, after hours, looking for what I call the layups. And we had one on BitTo. I had one on Target a couple of years back where I bought Target in the pre-market and the stock went up about $7. Old Target. I give you a favorite way to play it or way I'm going to play it and share it with you. Now, let's summarize everything talk and trade. You got morning market direction. No place in the world can you get the market direction is accurate, in my opinion. That's what I give you in the morning. And the reason I say that, students tell me that. You know, my pre-market watch list, that's the Magic 5. Sometimes we have live streams if we've got a special topic. I update, no limits there. Reference bar trading. You saw what we do with the reference bar. Income and other bonus trades that we deliver throughout the week, plus the TQQ trading, which I love the TQQ trading. You can go to dtitrader.com/TNT. You can get joined, okay? And I want to eliminate a couple of these. We'll have the yearly and we'll have the $200. I just want to focus on those after today, okay? So you can do it monthly, which is try it out monthly, or you can do it for a year, which is a heck of a deal. I'm going to do that. I'm going to eliminate those two in between. I did that to get people with me for the end of the year and made sense, but it doesn't make sense to do it anymore that way. I'm looking for people to try it out, okay? This is your last chance if you want to get 3 months or 6 months. Go to dtitrader.com/TNT 904-706-3532. When we come back, I'll set a trade on the QQQ and we'll execute it in T-Buzz Talk and Trade sometime today if it hits the trigger. I'll tell you what I'm doing and then what I'm looking for when we come back. Any questions anybody has? I'll set that trade and I think you're going to love it. Any questions at all? If you get signed in while we're here, we'll go in and add you to the thing and you can watch and follow this trade through and the time it goes off. We're going to find stocks above the midpoint for Monday. We're going to look for those stocks show strength after the Genesis reference bar. We'll add in the prior week high-low range, see if your strong stocks are also above last week's high. And these are the stocks showing strength and an early sign they want to go higher. Y'all like making money on Mondays? Who likes making money on Mondays? I think we're going to get ready to do it. I've got the number. I got everything set up to do it. So we just need the market to come through for us. Kevin loves it, he says. Donna D's got a special request. Carol, you saw those dividend stocks in the entries, didn't you? Just wanted to make sure you saw it. Fred, you got it, I'm sure. Last chance for 3-6 months, okay? All right, let's go back to a live market. Yeah, Don, a lot of people would like to make money on Mondays, but they don't have the odds or the firepower we do to find what's going to pay us. All right, here we go. Jonathan, do me a favor, put the QQQ in there. I'm going to focus on the NASDAQ. Does everybody see the NASDAQ at 575.20? You got a line there at 575.55. Jonathan is going to alert you anytime today we get above that. I plan to go out with a $5 option, that's 500 bucks. And then I will hedge it if it doesn't pay us 25% today. And hedge it means I'll sell a call against it later on today. You can't make a day trade. You can do it at the end of the day if you're up 25, 35%, or just do it anyway. Okay. So that's the trade I'll be doing on the QQQ for train and trade. Will be posted right into TNT.
Tom, I got my alert set on Tasty Trade and also Thinkorswim, and just waiting on 575.55 to get here.
Yep. It's showing, you might show it on one of the option chains how to find the right strike and the right expiration date. I want to go out to September 5th. There's an expiration date, and find me something around $5.
Now let me bring up Tasty Trade. I've got that open on this computer. Okay, so I think someone asked yesterday if we could show how to set alerts on the platform. I can show you Tasty Trade today.
Do that if you will.
So notice we're talking about the QQQ, and I've typed in QQQ at the top left, where you'd normally type in your symbol on Tasty Trade. And then over here to the right, let me get my marker out. There's a little arrow pointing to the left. Not the accounts one pointing down, but the arrow pointing to the left. What you're going to do, let me get rid of the marker, is you're going to click that arrow pointing to the left. And that's going to open up a side window. And you're probably not going to see this by default. It might look like that. You've got a tab for overview, a tab for analysis, a tab for activity, Tasty Trade. You actually want to go down to the bell. So one of the, it's not quite as large of a bullet point here as the other four, but there's a bell down here. One of the icons is, you can't miss it. Look for the bell. And notice it opens up a little grid here. You can type in your symbol. We've already got QQQ in there. We want the alert. We can say mark, or we can say last, bid, or ask. We'll just say last. Greater than 575.55. You put your number in. I've already done that. Then you hit create alert. All right. For example, if Tom said, let's set an alert. If it goes below around number 570, you change the operator to less than, type in your number, create alert, and you have them all down here.
That's simple enough. Everybody understand how you did that?
So again, it's that left arrow, top right, left arrow. Click on that. Make sure you click on the bell. And then you can probably figure it out from there. Now, in terms of finding that option, Tom, you're looking for.
Yep.
Go back to the table, option table. And you want to go out how many days?
September 5th.
September the 5th. Okay. And you're looking for a $5 option, I believe. You're right?
Yep.
And that's the 585 call, currently about 535.
Right. If you look, does everybody see what's the next call up? 590?
Right, 590. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to pay somewhere around 540, 550 for that call. But if you don't want to have to watch it, you can put a sell stop in on the 590, and just let it work all day, go play golf or whatever. If it doesn't fill and the call that you bought goes up higher, then you can make a decision at the end of the day, say, well, I'll take my profit, or I'll just hedge it up for tomorrow if I don't want to do a day trade. Everybody see what I'm talking about there? You'd set a stop on the 590 to protect you while you're out running around or whatever you do. Everybody see it? Just stay focused. This is important. If you'll learn this, this will help you. Jonathan, walk back through what I just said. We buy, say it's 555, and say let's buy it, right? 575, 55. We go buy it at the, at the market, right? Now we're long. You don't have to sit there and watch it. All you have to do to protect yourself is go up one strike, which is the 590, and set a sell stop over there. Make sure you got stop, not limit. Set a stop, and you put your stop in at the price that you want to put it in at. And let's just look at the difference right now. The difference right now, what is the two differences in the prices?
530 for the 585 call, we'd be buying. And it's about 3.5 for the 590 call.
Yeah, I use about 20, 25 cents below the next strike up. Okay, that's the way I typically do it. Like let it be. It was a song like "Let It Be" by the Beatles, wasn't it? Let it be.
Good song.
Everybody understand the process where you don't have to sit there and watch this sucker. You don't have to put screen hours in watching every little tick, okay? And so if you sell it for, let's just say you sell it for 3, how much money are you going to have exposed? You start out at 5, you're going to be able to reduce your exposure to $200 by the end of the day, regardless of what happens, if the timing's off. That is a stop loss, Daniel. You didn't follow me. You're long for $5. You're going to sell the strike up eventually today, and you'll subtract that from what you paid. Now you took your risk down from $500 down to $200. I've seen cases, if it's really a hot market, it will go up, and you will sell the second one for what you paid for the first one. That's called a free ride. You get a trade like that, and you'll be writing me love letters. Doesn't happen every day. I do this a lot in gold trading. You're not misinterpreting it, Neil. There's nothing to misinterpret. You just look at play bingo. Well, good. I did too. Well, good. Now let's go back to the roadmap.
Tom, before we do that, I want to make sure everybody has this concept down. All right. Because I don't think everybody has it down. What we're doing, we're buying a call option and we want to make money higher as the market goes higher. All right. And if we can just buy it at one price and sell it at a higher price later on in the day, then that's great. That's
or if you can't take a day trade, you need to know about step 2.
That's right. Can't take a day trade. You can always sell the next strike up to spread the trade. Now and you can do that whether the market goes in your favor and you can spread into it at a favorable price, or you can rely on it as a hedge. In case it starts moving against you, you can immediately lower your risk. And we don't have to stay in front of our computer to do this. Instead, you can set a stop loss order, not a stop loss, but a stop order, a sell stop order on the next strike up, which will act pretty similar to the classic definition of a stop loss. We're not setting a stop order on the call we're already long. We're setting a stop order on the next strike up. All right, call option in this case, because we're looking at the bullish market. And what that would do, if your stop on the next strike up is hit, then you'd be in an option spread. You'd be hedged, but you still haven't taken a day trade because it's just 2 opening transactions.
Now, Neil asked, when do you spread it? Well, you spread it when you get uncomfortable with your basic position, but typically I use the reference bars. So if I entered, let's say, if I entered after Genesis long, let's say, right? And then all of a sudden I broke below Genesis, I would spread it. Like we did in the class, Neil. Remember when I spreaded all those? I bought early and I spread it and all. We made money on all 4 of them because I did it before even the reference bar was formed. I read the reference bar wrong. I thought we were going higher and it didn't. And then we ended up making money on all 4 because we acted. Stacy says, what if I'm in a vertical spread? Then you had to do the buzz fly. And the buzz fly is you'd sell the higher strike 2 times and then buy something to protect you. Reduce. The big thing you're trying to do is reduce the outlie of your risk capital. In my case, by spreading this $5 call, I'm reducing my exposure by 60%.
And to tell you what that looks like, Stacy, if you were already long the 595 call, you would sell another 595 call and buy a 600 call for protection on that. And so you'd be in this butterfly situation.
Jennifer, my advice would be to take it and move on, go put the money in a call, because I think eventually we're going to go up this week. That'd be my advice. She's in a put, getting hurt. I said, you're losing money, get out of it. You've been in it more than 3 days, get out of it. Simple. It's just one trade of the next 10,000. That's the way I think about it. Hard to get over the concept, isn't it, to take a loss? Taking a loss early is what you want to do, not take a loss after nothing's left. You're living in the world of hope. Don't want to live in the world of hope. I did that so many years. Don't live in the world of hope. Live in the world of reality. You can take it off the same day or you take it off the next day when it reverses. Your choice. I'm always thinking about reducing risk when I go outright long in a call or put. Yeah, hope you. I like that, hope you. All right, folks, this is Train and Trade today, making money on Mondays. We've got a setup right here, and you know, I'm pretty thrilled about it. So far today, I've done a couple sunrise trades. I got this one set up about 40 cents away from clicking it. Jonathan will let us know, and we'll do it. Again, Palantir strong, Tesla strong, AMD strong, Apple strong, NVIDIA strong. It's a good day in the neighborhood. Look what Mark said about my 72-hour rule. You ought to let people see from people that listen. Let everybody see what Mark said about the 72-hour rule. You can always get in again. Don't die with your ship. Susan, I think we got a target on Uber, 6 cents or something like that, I think. Right, Jonathan?
Yeah, the target on the put spread for Uber is 6 cents. That's correct.
Yeah.
Good to
What did we sell it for?
Right around 20, I believe, 20 cents.
Yeah, and what was the program we put it in?
Now that one I got to double check on here. Hang on a second. That was TNT.
Again, more money, more scholarships. Put the slide up there. Let them see it. Adam, are you going to highlight any streaming today?
Yeah, we got tomorrow's trade day. We got the Tuesday Power Play.
Oh, yeah, we got to watch Tuesday Power Play. So, folks, we'll let you know in TNT if we execute on the QQQ trade. But you ought to listen to the Power program. Adam's going to show it. There's the link for the TNT. And we've got a lot of people here. I hope you enjoy the Power program. I think this is a basic program everybody ought to learn. I haven't done it yet, have I yet, Robin? I'll be back. Now, 1 o'clock, retirement. Remember, 1 o'clock, different room for retirement. If you need an invitation to retirement, how are they going to get there, John, if they want to do it? They have to apply, right? Send it to you. Email row@dtitrader.com. All right, y'all have a great day. It's going to be a great week. Stay with me. I'll be back tomorrow. What's our subject tomorrow before we kick this thing off? What's our subject tomorrow?
The first 3 days process. How to make money.
Oh, yeah.
3 days.
That's a good one. Okay. As I always say, see you on the flip side. We cannot guarantee any specific future results, as there's always a high degree of risk involved in trading. See our terms on DTI homepage for more information. Now, in trading, there will be losers. No black box miracle system that prints out winning trades automatically. The whole purpose of our research and work with traders is help give folks an edge in the markets. If you can't handle a losing trade, then you really shouldn't be trading with real money. Again, losses in trading have occurred and will occur in the future. And folks that don't know, I'm Tom Busby. I'm going to reveal the real reason markets are signaling the strongest second half of the year in living memory. In my memory. It's a message you won't hear from talking heads on TV as they drone in about interest rates, trade wars, or geopolitics. So stick around, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to go head to head with Wall Street, exposing one of their best kept secrets. A secret they kept hidden in the dark for decades. One that's already shown the power to pay out anywhere from 34, 52, or even 120% on your risk. Now, by entering the trade only on Tuesday morning and closing out just days later, you see it carried out week in and week out. Take a look at what just happened with Match Group. Heading into July, Match was on a wild ride. The company was testing new features to deal with user burnout. The stock got hit with a downgrade from Wolfe Research. In just 3 weeks, it dropped over 9.7%. Now, you'd avoid a stock like that with like the plague. But anyone who knew about the Tuesday turnaround on July 11th could have placed a quick trade that morning and walked away with, maybe enjoyed a dinner with friends that evening, and sure enough, 24 hours later, 38%. $1,000 could have turned into $1,377 in 24 hours. You see, this Tuesday turnaround is about to expose is all thanks to a little known occurrence where a tidal wave of Wall Street cash is pouring into select stocks in a certain hour of the day. And it's created these precise moves for double-digit, even triple-digit gains time and time again. For example, look what happened. AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. Stock was on a tear. And if you're using the same old technical indicators, probably would have stayed far away from this overbought stock. I know you've heard that term. Shares were pushing against the upper Bollinger Band. People use that. RSI was tapping in its bullish threshold. and the stock was a whopping 36% above its 200-day moving average. All the technical signs pointed to an imminent pullback, but on Tuesday, May the 23rd, within seconds of the opening bell ringing, money was pouring into this stock from every direction, which meant just one thing. This Tuesday turnaround was just beginning for AMD. Could have placed a basic trade to enter AMD on Tuesday and taken the rest of the week off from trading, spend quality time with your family, hit the pickleball courts for a few games, because in 24 hours, it happens fast. AMD soared, where $1,000 turned into $2,090 in 24 hours. Now, before you call BS on that opportunity, I need to assure you, every example you see is based on real signals that were made in real time. In fact, our team has been live testing this method out for over a year now, totally real, fully audited results. And while we all know that not every trade will work out, and there will be big winners, small winners, and even losers along the way, Tuesday power plays aren't some get-rich scheme. It's designed to particularly alert you to opportunities on Tuesday morning. So you can cash out in as little as 48 hours, just like we had a chance back with Apple last December. Shares were ripping higher for the month's end close. RSI was topped out. Stock jumped through the Bollinger Bands. Just like with AMD, the technical signs pointed to a pullback, but none of that mattered. Because on Tuesday, December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day, within seconds of the opening bell ringing, money was poured into Apple from every direction. Which meant just one thing. This Tuesday turnaround was just beginning for the stock. You could have placed a basic trade to enter Apple on Tuesday, taking the rest of the week off from trading, because in 24 hours, Apple, 80%. That's 1,000 in, 1,806 out. Get the math. An extra $808 probably go a long way right now, especially when you remember that most folks don't have much left in their savings these days. Americans have almost depleted excess savings, according to a Fed study. And at the same time, the cost of living just keeps going up. Inflation are spending about $709 more per month than 2 years ago. But whatever your financial situation may be, what I'll share with you today could be exactly what you need to get the upper hand on Wall Street. Because as you see, the way Wall Street invests all boils down to one specific hour of the day on Tuesday morning. And that's why Tuesday is the only day that matters during this. The rest of the week, those aren't trading days. Those are life days. It's on those days where you get the freedom to spend your life how you really want to. Maybe taking a trip to the beach, knowing each Tuesday rolls around, it's another chance to target the next double-digit gain. Like Tuesday, April 22nd on the TQQ, we love that one, up 53%. AMD again, 109%. MAR, 119%. That same 1,000, those three trades would have yielded $2,810 of pure profit. It's all thanks to my breakthrough discovery of these highly predictable Tuesday turnarounds. Consistently tapping into double and even triple digit opportunities like we saw. Now, before I get too ahead of myself, like I mentioned earlier, my name is Tom Busby, an active trader since the 1970s, a member of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. I was a vice president of Smith Barney, which became Morgan Stanley in my early professional career. One of the largest retail option traders in the world back in the 80s, was only one of 50 people selected to have the Globex terminal outside of Chicago in the 90s. I warned investors to get out of the market the week before the 2008 crash. Remember it like it was yesterday. Predicted the bottom in 2000. That was March 9th of 2009. I have 3 published trading books. I'm a former Air Force officer. I work with over 100,000 traders. They called me the Corvette trader because I bought one brand new one off one of those trades back in the day. Founder and lead trader at DTI. And before we get going, I have to remind you, there's never anything guaranteed in the market. Winners and losers are part of the game. And if you can't afford a loss, then you shouldn't be playing. That said, what I'm about to share with you today could radically change how folks look at the markets and also how you use your free time. You see, most people spend countless hours going through charts, researching till their eyes bleed. I've done that. Worried about what the Fed might do next, or the banks, or inflation. We've all been able to skip all the madness and tap into what I believe is one of the most repetitive occurrences in the stock market. I call it a Tuesday power play. Remember that name. Now, I'll explain what a Tuesday power play is in just a moment. But all you need to know right now is every single week during one particular hour of trading on Tuesday morning, Wall Street loads up on a handful of stocks. And with all that money poured into certain stocks every Tuesday morning, it becomes a market moving force that can push stocks higher in a matter of days. Like what happened with the NASDAQ. April was a bloodbath for the markets. On Monday, April 21st, the index continued down 7% in 1 week. The markets were in a tizzy over the tariffs. And it seemed like I was falling. All this, our global trade war would hurt the stock market, but what you need to know and how to handle it. Most traders didn't know what to do. Hey, not me. My custom-built proprietary trading system picked up a Tuesday power play on the TQQ, play in the market long, meaning there was a high probability the TQQ could go higher from Tuesday on. Boy, it has it. Anyone who got that signal would place a routine trade on TQQ that Tuesday morning. There it is. There's the dates. In on Tuesday. And out the next day with a 53% cash out, 38.25 in less than 24 hours. Now, had you read the headlines or looked at the charts, that little known price range equation, you could have entered in on Tuesday and pocketed a fast double-digit win. That wasn't the only opportunity, because our system picked up another Tuesday power that same day. This one was on BITO, B-I-T-O. At the time, BITO was all over the place. It was a choppy mess. Up, down, down, up, down. Trading this without a Tuesday power play would have been like finding a needle in a haystack. But when our system flashed a Tuesday power play, there was no guesswork involved. You could have placed a trade that same Tuesday morning to get into BITO like we did, and on Tuesday, cashed out on Wednesday for the second time, 32% on those options. 2,500 turns into 3,300. And had you taken both of those trades, which happened on the same day, you would have secured a $2,000 payday with 2,500 each, or 4,100 payday from 5,000. That should get your attention. Without any of the stress, anxiety, or time-consuming analysis most retail traders put up with every day. 4,100 help take the weight off the mortgage or those never-ending bills off your shoulders, and still leave you with a healthy chunk of spending money you could use. Take a vacation, go to dinner, or make home improvements. Then the Tuesday power plays could be perfect for you. Look, if you ever felt like the market odds were tilted against you, we all have, or like your account value is always taking one step forward and two steps back, I just want to say it's probably not that you're bad at trading. You're probably just looking at the wrong stocks at the wrong time. Most people trade any day of the week and at any time. That could be a huge mistake. You see, there's 1 hour of the week when Wall Street shows their hand, and it only happens on Tuesday. Let me show you what I mean. Take a look at a report from the S&P 500. Look at it close. Ever since I've been trading, Monday has historically been a down day in the market. That's because Monday is what I call Wall Street's rebalance. Institutional investors come back after the weekend to sell the stocks they don't love and free up money to buy in the stocks they love on Tuesday. Look how green Tuesdays have been. And if you're finding the stocks they're buying up on Tuesday morning, get a chance to turn Wall Street's biggest buys into double-digit or triple-digit gains in under a week. Just take a look at what happened with NVIDIA. Back in October, S&P was trading sideways ahead of the elections. Monday, October the 7th, S&P continued its downward tumble. NVIDIA stock was grinding sideways that same day. And this price action was just noise. On Tuesday morning, my custom-built proprietary trading system cut through the noise and picked up a Tuesday power play on NVIDIA. I'll explain what a Tuesday power play here is in a minute, but all you need to know is that it was a high probability NVIDIA would go higher from Tuesday through Friday. And you could go ahead and make your RSVPs for the 3-day weekend, knowing you don't have to worry about anything else. Place a simple trade on Tuesday morning on NVIDIA, and later that week I came back to cash out of NVIDIA right there on October 8th. 1,000 turned into 1,250 by Friday. Now, if you paid attention to the noise of Monday's price action, you probably missed that trade completely. But thanks to that little known price range equation, I was able to get in on Tuesday and out later that week with an easy double-digit win. But I wasn't popping champagne bottles just yet, because my platform picked up another Tuesday power play that very next week. Next power play was on Berkshire Hathaway. At the time, Berkshire was trading sideways like the rest of the market was. Good luck spotting the true trend just from the price chart, right? With all the noise, most people would have waited to get in on Berkshire, but frankly, we don't care what most people do. I placed a simple trade on Tuesday morning, jump in on Berkshire, and I didn't even have to wait till Friday to cash out. BRK/B cashed out $1,160 in one day. Now, had you taken both those trades, you could have rolled $1,000 into $1,410 payday within just that week. You wouldn't need to spend even a minute worrying about the news headlines breaking over the weekend. Here's what you need to know and remember. Most people think that Wall Street begins their trading day at 9:30 Eastern opening bell. That's not the case. Institutions start much earlier with the Asia Open, then the Europe Open. By the time the markets open in the United States, they already have it figured out. The markets never sleep. Right there in that picture tells you a world of information. Pay attention. Have you ever turned on CNBC and see stocks moving up or down ahead of the opening bell? Because Wall Street already knows what they're buying before the market's open. Meaning most retail traders don't have a clue what to buy or when to buy it, even after the markets start moving. Sure, you can get an idea where the markets will open by watching the pre-market, but it's nearly impossible for ordinary folks to figure out ahead of time which stocks are set to make a big move, unless you have a way to spot these Tuesday power plays. Because at the opening bell on Tuesday morning, we can catch Wall Street dead in their tracks. Look at ConocoPhillips, COP, back in January. Conoco closed at 73.77, opened at 74.56, wasted no time putting cash to work in ConocoPhillips. Keep in mind, while ConocoPhillips opened up 1.1%, S&P only opened 0.2%. Thanks to that unique range pricing equation we use, we knew that Tuesday power plays was taking place right before our eyes. And Wall Street was buying up the stock like crazy. And if you had the inside scoop on ConocoPhillips, you could have rode the move to a 34% gain within 24 hours. There's COP, where 5,000 turned into 67.02 in 24 hours. And this occurrence happens every single Tuesday. Check out the opportunity the very next week with SWAB, SCH7. Closed at 91.65, jumped 0.7% overnight. Not a sizable start for Tuesday, but a significant when you consider the broader market was dead flat, divergence. Tuesday power play was just getting started when we got the signal. And had you followed Wall Street's lead, placed ordinary trade to enter on Tuesday morning, you could have walked away with a 28% gain by Friday. There it is. 5,000 turns into $6,400 by Friday. Now we have to be straight with you. With thousands and thousands of stocks in the market, there are hundreds opening higher each Tuesday. So how can we be sure that we're jumping in on Tuesday power play and not a fake move? The truth is you need to be a math prodigy to spot these Tuesday power plays in real time. Only a handful of traders have a clue Tuesday power plays even exist. Even fewer know how to find them. In reality, only a few stocks meet my strict entry criteria each and every week. But to make sure regular folks could get in our predictable Tuesday power plays, I needed a consistent and totally legal way to see what Wall Street was buying up. So our team of coders developed a proprietary system that scans over 40,000 price points every second. Imagine doing that by hand. And creates a Tuesday buy zone that makes it obvious when Wall Street is pouring cash into a stock. What it looks like, the power zone. Here's how it works. The stock enters the power zone Tuesday morning, place a quick trade, maybe over your coffee, come back, cash out a power play by Friday. Simple, that's it. Then power down your computer, spend time with your friends, maybe practice your golf, whatever you like to do. And the power zone picks up these weekly explosions like clockwork. Let me show you what it did on Marvel. On Tuesday, July the 19th, it crossed into the power zone right at the market open. There it is, Tuesday morning. All you had to do is place a basic trade while enjoying your coffee, cash out on Wednesday. 120%, 5,000 turns into $10,975 in less than 24 hours. And go enjoy the rest of your week off. Probably ask yourself, Tom, is that it? How does it really work? Well, the factors include mathematical tracing of the day open, the midpoint range, the standard deviation of 3-day movement, percentage gain on the month open, moving price averages on 5 days, and a proprietary true range code. My system takes all these and combines them to formulate the power zone. Obviously, there's a lot to handle, but with our proprietary system running day and night, we can pick up these power plays time and time again. And once a stock enters the power zone at the Tuesday open, you can enter on Tuesday morning for the weekly power plays. Take a look at what happened 1 week after the Mara trade. Here we go. Tuesday, July the 26th, S&P opened really soft. But that didn't matter one bit to me because right on time at the Tuesday open, Encore Capital Group stock was entering the power zone. There it is. There's a clear signal to enter the Tuesday power zone on Encore Capital Group. Anyone who did that would have come back later that day to lock in a nice double-digit gain. ECPG, 22%, where 5,000 turned into 6,100 in 24 hours. When the stock breaks into the power zone on Tuesday, we can enter with confidence knowing that Wall Street is piling in for a short but sweet ride. And once we refined our system, we did that and tested it with live real money trading, I was shocked. For the first time ever, traders like you and I could potentially get ahead of these Tuesday power plays time and time again. Consistency. Forget spending grueling hours watching charts all week long because there's only 1 hour a week to pay attention to. Just jump in on Tuesday. Every single week, it sets up. Look at what happened to Valero Energy a week after 22% surge of Encore Capital Group. Tuesday, August the 2nd, again, the S&P started selling off. Most traders were probably wiping their tears from their losses. But again, we only focused on Tuesday power play because right at that time at the 9:30 open, Valero Energy was off to the races. There it is. The setup. All that was left to do, place the trade on Tuesday morning, come back and cash out later that day. Valero, 18%. Wow. Go on and enjoy the rest of your week off. But we're not done yet because on that very same Tuesday, had you been following my system, you would have alerted to another stock entering the power zone Tuesday morning, entered the Tuesday powers play. Well, here it happened when you close position on Wednesday, 30% on Etsy. This is how it works. Now, those 4 trades all over a 3-week span, paid $18.22 130 and 120% on Mark. Could have turned it into $58.99. 2,500 in each of these would have turned into $14,747. That's enough for most people to cover their car note and monthly mortgage if they have one, and still have some left over. Done that in 3 weeks. And thanks to these consistent Tuesday power plays, just place that trade on Tuesday, step away from your computer, knowing you can ride along Wall Street's biggest moves for the week. Don't spend another minute analyzing charts of fundamentals. To be honest, if you're just now hearing about this, you missed out on some incredible trades. That's why I'm here. I wouldn't be too concerned with what happened in the past if I was you, because according to our researchers, this daily occurrence is only growing stronger. Since 2013, Tuesday has counted for the greater returns than any other trading day, pushing stocks up in a reliable weekly pattern. That's why I believe this is the best method target of what I expect to be the strongest second half of the year that we've seen in recent history. I've been talking about it. Well, that time is here. Get involved. And that's why you simply can't afford to miss out on the next Tuesday power play, starting today. Today, I want to invite you to go after your dreams, be part of something most traders will never experience, chance to jump in on Tuesday power plays as it sets up every single week. And go and enjoy the rest of the week off. Introducing Tuesday power plays. This will be unlike any trading service you ever seen before. It will teach you, you'll love it because it truly has potential to let you place a trade 1 hour a week on Tuesday morning, potentially capture double, even triple digit gains by piggybacking on a predictable flood of Wall Street cash. Tuesday power plays. Every Tuesday morning, I will send you 2 power plays so you can hop in right away and get entry, risk, management, stock option criteria, no guessing about it, where the trigger prices are. The 2 brand new trades every week, and they're always come right on time Tuesday morning. 2 trades every Tuesday morning. There's 2 right there, 18%, 30%. Let me show you what students from my various programs have already been saying about my performance. Look what Keith said. Place the NU long call based on the TPP, that's Tuesday power play recommendation. He placed it, it just hit. Nice. What a word to tie with the trade. Nice. Tom, the cash register is ringing. That's what Bruce said. Love that sound. So far, I've only had winning trades, according to Denise, but more important to her is how much she learns each and every week. Richard said he's already took 25% profit today. Been great. Sylvan made 30% today, $1,930 profit in less than 4 days by Dickens. And you today get a chance to have your name up on that board with exclusive Tuesday power plays. Well, we do all the heavy lifting for you so you can really enjoy your days off. Never miss a beat. The power play portfolio, each of the Tuesday power plays will be tracked in our real-time online portfolio. You don't have to guess where everything is. You're able to see it. My proprietary Power Zone system costs about $30,000 every year just to maintain. Without it, you'd miss out on taking the rest of the week off. But that's not all you'll be getting as a new member today. Tuesday Power Plays kickoff class. We're inviting you to join us live for a personal training class. In the kickoff class, you will have your questions answered, plus additional insights to Tuesday Power Plays. Of course, that's not the only training you'll be getting with this service. The Tuesday Power Play Masterclass, Introduction to the Stock Market and Options, perfect for anyone getting started. Allow those of you who have been trading for years to deepen your knowledge of the markets and to make sure we help you through both whether it goes up or down. I will be hosting members only flash meetings for Tuesday Power Plays. You'll be invited to join. Also, when the markets see a spike in volatility, to help you guide through the market. Speaking of which, surprising today, there's new members with a special bonus. Service like this could be tens of thousands of dollars. And from the results we actually recorded, I say it's totally worth it. Now, my publisher and I have agreed that a fair retail price for Tuesday Power Plays is $9,997. But before I offer a special deal for today's new member, that's why I'm here live at this time, at this day. I want to double the value. Special announcement. I'm doubling the amount of Tuesday power plays we'll be sending you every week. That's right, instead of getting just 2 power plays every week, you'll get 4 of the best each Tuesday. That's twice as many profit opportunities every week. You'll get all this inside the brand new Tuesday Power Plays membership when you join today. And if you join in the next 30 minutes, look at your watch. You won't pay anything near $99.97. My publishers agreed to let me give my highest conviction students access for just $19.97, but I said that wasn't good enough. I arranged to get folks that joined the special presentation today an incredible deal. So if you join in the next 30 minutes, you're going to get an additional 50% off. You're getting a deal of a lifetime. So the new trades are posted. Access them now. Go to dtitrader.com/power or call 904-706-3532 in the next 30 minutes. Hey, what will the trades be? Well, join, you'll see. Call 904-706-3532. Remember, join in the next 30 minutes for 50% off retail. And I want to reward those who take action first. For a very limited group of traders, you get a chance to upgrade to 2 years of access, meaning after you join today, you get access to 144 weeks of Tuesday Power Play. That's exclusive service. These signals are not available to anyone else. But once these spots are taken, that deal will be completely off the table, because be one of the first to grab this fax action bonus. Join in the next 30 minutes and take 2 years off. Clock is ticking. All back with the Power Play guarantee. I'm so confident this brand new program letting you set standard satisfaction. If after the first 14 days you feel I'm not delivering what I said, then we'll call our team. We'll give you 100% of your money back, no questions asked. Go to dtitrader.com/power. The new trades are posted. Access them now. Keep your eye on the clock. Yes, these trades are IRA friendly. You can use any regular brokerage to do it. Tuesday Power Plays, new. And here's the beautiful part about Tuesday Power Plays. We're getting these trades from a real-time indicator and not missing out on big moves because the typical technical indicators tell us to stay out. Take a look at Goosehead Insurance stocks. All the technicals, RSI overcooked, Bollinger Band getting tested, volatility, all that. But with Tuesday Power Plays, none of that matters. We don't look at the lagging indicators, tell us already what happened. We get to see in real time what's happening. In case of Goosehead Insurance, got in on Tuesday, out on Friday, 108%, I'd say, $10,380 if you put 5,000 up. Join in the next 30 minutes for that 50% off retail. But right now you got 2 choices to make. Choice number 1, forget everything you've heard today and go back to your life the way it was and put your head in the sand. Or choice number 2, listen, take action, be the first step to transforming your life. Look at these waffles. Whoa. And then getting time to finally enjoy life. But no one can make that decision for you. If you want to become a trader, you're capable of becoming. The door is open right now. Clock is ticking. Once you join today, mark the date down on the calendar. We want you to remember this day. You took action and changed your life for decades to come. Join in the next 30 minutes for 50% off retail. Don't forget, special announcement. I've doubled the amount of Tuesday Power Plays I'll be sending every week. That's right, still getting 2. You're getting 4 of the best Tuesday Power Plays. That's twice as many profit opportunities each and every week. Twice the value, new Tuesday Power Play. Get the stock criteria, the option criteria, profit target, everything you need. You expect these trade signals in your email, right to your cell phone every week. Just like the top entry that was sent out today. And a special thank you for joining me. I'm giving you my top Tuesday Power Plays entry for free. The Tuesday Power Plays will teach you more about trading than anything else I can do. I tell everybody that trades options they ought to be in Tuesday Power Plays, and there's a reason why. It teaches you the discipline and everything that you need to be successful when it comes to trading. Take it now. How much do you need to get an account in the trades? I say about $2,000 put aside for this. The average cost of the call option is only about $374 or bucks. You get the exactly true, so you can trade the way that best fits you. New trades are posted. Access them now. Go to dtitrader.com/power or call 904-706-3532. John said, thanks for that tip on Mar, up 3,100 on a 10 lot. Look what Evan said, grows 2,100, longtime student. Just paid for his lifetime subscription over 5 times. Wow. Look what Laura did, $12,410. That got my attention. Right. From Kevin, I'm up 1,000 on a down day. Get Tuesday Power Plays Roadmap T-Buzz, 4 alerts on TPP a day. Thanks again. He listens, he takes the trade. It's new. Get involved. Join in the next 30 minutes right now. They're IRA friendly. Use any regular brokerage. Apple's up 80%. Put 5,000 in, 9,000 out. I like that. AMD, put 5,000 in, 10,454 out. Bar, 5,000 in, 10,975 in less than 24 hours. Join in the next 30 minutes for that 50% off. Now, I'm logging off soon. Let me answer some questions. Go to dtitrader.com/power. 5 bonus trades are included with this. Get on board now. We're logging off soon, so let's answer some questions. Go to dtitrader.com/power or call 904-706-3532 if you got any question, any hesitation. All right, any other questions anybody have? The clock is ticking, and I'm going to do a special power session for people that join today as early as tomorrow. Make sure everybody's got a fair shot. That's what I'm going to do. This offer will not last, as Adam just said. Don't worry about it, Doc. I'll do something special tomorrow. We're in that zone. Yeah, put your email and phone number in there, Debbie, and I'll tell you how that works. Yes, MTI is a special tool outside of the Power Play. This is actual stocks delivered right to you. Yes, MTI does cost extra. Wow, this is a powerful presentation. I love the fact you got 30 minutes to make your mind up. If real traders could see it, do it. Somebody had that right. Just do it. That was Nike. Stock doing okay too. Folks, if you trade at all, this program will teach you more than any program out there about how to trade. The discipline you need, when to get in, when to get out, how to take losses, everything's included. I got it, Debbie. I'm going to give you a call. Well, I should, Doc. I've been doing this for 4 years, and this program here really taught me more about, I've been trading for 40 years. This program, I would say, out of everything I do, taught me more of the details that what someone needs to do when they trade options, where to get in, when to get in, and how to get out. And the beautiful thing about it, you plan it out, you got it. It's there on Tuesday morning. It's just pretty sweet. Yeah, you got alerts, you got all that stuff. You got everything. This has got everything you would think you would need. You know, when we first did it years ago, we left one particular piece out, which we added, and that just changed the whole dynamics. We have a room, a Telegram room, Jeanette. We have a room called Power Plays. Well, a lot of people are coming. I appreciate it. Thank you. Pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. And remember, I will do a special power play on Wednesday tomorrow just because y'all joined today. How you like that? Thank you so much.